Britney Spears' memoir is finally here, and it's packed with bombshells about her decades in the spotlight. In the week leading up to its release, many shockers from the book came out early, including about her past relationships and marriages, conservatorship battle, career, and more. And now that the book has hit shelves, even more revelations have emerged. While writing about her past relationship with Justin Timberlake, Britney describes just how devastated she was in the aftermath, writing, "When I say devastated, I mean I could barely speak for months. Whenever anyone asked me about him, all I could do was cry. I don't know if I was clinically in shock, but it felt that way. Everyone who knew me thought something was wrong with me, really wrong." The Baby One More Time singer revealed Justin came to her hometown to see her post-breakup, writing, "He brought me a long letter he'd written and framed. I still have it under my bed. And at the end it said, 'It makes me want to cry to think about it. I can't breathe without you.'" But Britney said his visit didn't help her, quote, "come out of the trance she was in," explaining, "He did all that. He came there to see me, and I still couldn't talk, to him or anybody." Britney also revealed how she really felt about the NSYNC singer publicizing the fact that they'd been intimate. She writes, "Justin told everyone that he and I had had a sexual relationship, which some people have pointed out depicted me as not only a cheating slut, but also a liar and a hypocrite. Given that I had so many teenage fans, my managers and press people had long tried to portray me as an eternal virgin. Never mind that Justin and I had been living together, and I've been having sex since I was 14. Was I mad at being outed by him as sexually active? No. To be honest with you, I like that Justin said that. Why did my managers work so hard to claim I was some kind of young girl virgin, even into my 20s? Whose business was it if I'd had sex or not?" While she wasn't angered by Justin's reveal, she was hurt by his joint tour and sultry Rolling Stone cover with Christina Aguilera, writing, "Even if they weren't trying to be cruel, it felt like they were just pouring salt in the wound. Why was it so easy for everyone to forget that I was a human being, vulnerable enough that these headlines could leave a bruise?" Her interview with Diane Sawyer also left a bruise. She writes that the experience was, quote, "completely humiliating," and that the questions were, quote, "100% embarrassing," adding, "I didn't know the media details of my breakup. I shouldn't have been forced to speak on national TV, forced to cry in front of this stranger, a woman who was relentlessly going after me with harsh question after harsh question. Instead, I felt like I had been exploited, set up in front of the whole world." Access Hollywood has reached out to ABC News for comment. Diane has not yet commented on Britney's words. Britney also got candid about her impromptu decision to marry her childhood friend Jason Alexander during a wild night in Las Vegas. She reveals that afterward, her family, quote, "stared at me with these eyes of such fury." She writes, "They made way too big of a deal out of innocent fun. Everybody has a different perspective on it, but I didn't take it that seriously. I thought a goof around Vegas wedding was something people might do as a joke. Then my family came and acted like I'd started World War III. I thought it was strange they got so involved so quickly and so decisively, without my even having time to quite regret what I'd done." Britney adds, "My family was so against the wedding that I started to think maybe I'd accidentally committed a brilliant act, because I realized something about my being under their control and not having a stronger connection to someone else had become very, very important to them." The music superstar also dives deep into her next marriage, to Kevin Federline. She writes that there was a connection between them right away. Quote, "something that made me feel like I could escape everything that was hard in my life." Britney reveals that when they started dating, she had no idea that he had a child and was expecting a second, writing, "I was clueless. I was living in a bubble, and I didn't have a lot of good close friends to confide in and get advice from. I had no idea until after we'd been together for a while, and someone told me, 'You know he has a new baby, right?'" The singer went on to marry Kevin and have 2 sons with him, Sean Preston and Jaden James. And after Jaden's birth, she reveals that she experienced, quote, "just about every symptom of perinatal depression," writing, "I've been so happy feeling these babies protected inside me. I got a little depressed once I was no longer keeping them safe inside my body. They seem so vulnerable out in the world of jockeying paparazzi and tabloids." She added, "I began to suspect that I was a bit overprotective when I wouldn't let my mom hold Jaden for the first 2 months." Britney ultimately divorced Kevin and claimed she saw him change during their time together, writing, "Kevin was so enthralled with the fame and power. Again and again in my life, I've seen fame and money ruin people, and I saw it happen with Kevin in slow motion." Access Hollywood has reached out to reps for Kevin for comment. The vocalist also opens up about her custody battle with Kevin following their divorce, and how she once held Jaden in her arms in the bathroom, not wanting to let him go as a SWAT team broke in. When she was placed under her conservatorship, Britney writes that she, quote, "begged the court to appoint literally anyone else than her father, Jamie Spears, as conservator." She claims Jamie once told her, "I call the shots. You sit right there in that chair, and I'll tell you what goes on. I'm Britney Spears now." Britney reveals she was, quote, "scrutinized and controlled under her conservatorship, but initially didn't fight harder against it in order to be reunited with her sons," writing, "My freedom in exchange for naps with my children. It was a trade I was willing to make. There is nothing I love more, nothing more important to me on this earth than my children. I'd lay down my life for them." The pop star claims that under her conservatorship, her father, quote, "repeatedly told me I looked fat and controlled her diet," writing that she found it, quote, "so degrading that she was denied, quote, real food, and required to eat, quote, almost nothing but chicken and canned vegetables for 2 years. She writes that during the 3rd year of her Vegas residency, she started feeling stronger, explaining, "For so long, my parents had convinced me that I was the bad one, the crazy one, and it worked completely in their favor. It hurt my spirit. They put my fire out. I undervalued myself for a decade, but inside, I was screaming about their bull. You have to understand the helplessness in that, the helplessness and the anger." Britney claims that she was later forced to go into an inpatient mental health facility, and when she asked what would happen if she didn't go, her father allegedly told her that they'd, quote, make her look like a f***ing idiot in court. Britney writes, "I felt like it was a form of blackmail, and I was being gaslit. I honestly felt like they were trying to kill me. I had never stood up to my dad in all those years. I never said no to anyone. My no in that room really pissed my dad off." Britney claims she was then, quote, locked up against my will for months, writing, "The doctors took me away from my kids and my dogs and my house. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't drive a car. I had to give blood weekly. I couldn't take a bath in private. I couldn't shut the door to my room. I was watched, even when I was changing." She adds, 3 months into my confinement, I started to believe that my little heart, whatever made me Britney, was no longer inside my body anymore." A rep for Jamie Spears had no comment when previously contacted by NBC News about Britney's book. Britney additionally claims of her time in the mental health facility. "I also texted my sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, when I was in that place, and asked her to get me out. Stop fighting it," she texted back. "There's nothing you can do about it, so stop fighting it." The singer also reveals that she felt, quote, really let down by Jamie Lynn after she was able to successfully fight for the end of her conservatorship, writing, "My sister and I should have found comfort in each other, but unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. As I was fighting the conservatorship and receiving a lot of press attention, she was writing a book capitalizing on it. She rushed out salacious stories about me, many of them hurtful and outrageous." She adds, "She will always be my sister, and I love her and her beautiful family. I wish the absolute best for them. I'm working to feel more compassion than anger toward her and toward everyone who I feel has wronged me. It's not easy." Access has reached out to reps for Jamie Lynn for comment. The pop star also reveals that now, post-conservatorship, she's focused on, quote, just being myself and trying to heal, writing, "Freedom means that I get to be as beautifully imperfect as everyone else. And freedom means the ability and the right to search for joy in my own way, on my own terms." One of the ways Britney has found joy is expressing herself on social media, and she revealed the reason why, writing, "I know that a lot of people don't understand why I love taking pictures of myself naked or in new dresses. But I think if they've been photographed by other people thousands of times, prodded and posed for other people's approval, they'd understand that I get a lot of joy from posting the way I feel sexy and taking my own picture, doing what I want with it. I was born into this world naked, and I honestly feel like the weight of the world has been on my shoulders. I wanted to see myself lighter and freer. As a baby, I had my whole life in front of me, and that's how I feel now, like a blank slate."